Ye be warned, you may see some nipples throughout this video. Look away now if you do not want to proceed. Hello and welcome to video update number 2, but attempt probably a bajillion. Hello and welcome to Wolf Update Roof Edition. Hello, it is June 27th at 10:40 p.m. and tomorrow, I will be 3 weeks on testosterone. And today I am 6 weeks and 4 days post-op. Wow, my child! As you can see, I've attempted this a few times, but I haven't really been able to stay on topic, or haven't answered everything I want to answer, or blah blah blah, etc. This is my final try, and hopefully it goes better. Today is June 28th, Tuesday, and today I am 3 weeks on testosterone, and I am almost 7 weeks post-op from my top surgery. This video is going to focus mostly on, completely on the top surgery. I'll be talking about logistics, kind of like process before, after recovery, and some of my reflections and observations at this point in my life, because it's a formative time. Okay, logistics. I got my surgery with Dr. Bartlett, Dr. Richard Bartlett in Boston. Picture. And he's really great, fabulous bedside manner. And the procedure is called FTM. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. But Peri for short. And it's named that because of the way in which they perform the mastectomy. It has to do with going around the areola rather than double incision technique, which leaves kind of like peck-shaped scars. Periareolar keyhole, Peri, I'm going to call it Peri from now on. Peri is for people generally for smaller chests, and I was lucky enough to be able to kind of almost fit into that category well enough for him to do that procedure on me. So as you can see from pictures, my right side was significantly larger than my left, and I think it was even more obvious because my left, was small to begin with. But when I went to the consultation, he just looked at my left and then went to my right and he said, okay, and told me that Peri would be the best way to go, that my right might be a little bit difficult, but he was confident that he could make it work. It's ideal because it leaves very minimal scarring, because all of the incision is on the transition between the areola and the skin, so you can't really notice it. The cost, luckily I was able to get it covered by insurance, mostly, but I had to kind of jump through a lot of hoops to get that coverage. I have to prove to my insurance that this is what I need, so whatever it kind of takes for that. But even with it, I still had to pay a decent amount of money out of pocket for the cosmetic portion of the procedure, because insurance is just going to cover removing the glands like an average mastectomy, and they're not going to cover any of the actual FTM procedure part, which is a bit frustrating because they do list it under transgender coverage, so I don't know why they wouldn't just cover the whole thing if they cover it, or if they provide some coverage. Anyway, I got the procedure on May 12th, 2016, which was 7 weeks ago this Thursday. So on Thursday, 7 weeks. ago. The actual procedure lasted 2.5 hours, which he told us beforehand that he was expecting it to last more like 4 to 5 hours. But I guess things went smoother than planned, and he was able to do it in 2.5, which was pretty awesome. I mean, not that I really knew the difference, but anyway, I woke up from the procedure and I said, nauseous. And they said, okay, we'll give you some nausea pills. And they shoved some nausea pills down my throat. And I said, thank you, thank you. And then I went back to sleep. And then I woke up an hour later and I was in the recovery room, post-op room, with all my people, which was awesome. I absolutely loved that. Waking up to people is really great. But they basically were like, great, Wolf, you're up. Okay, here's some crackers, here's some juice, drink up, and on your way. So that was cool. But I felt fine. I just slept for like the entire afternoon, and I had an IV and stuff, so I was nice and nourished. And then I went up to Maine for the following week with my dad, just kind of like literally lay on the couch with cats. That was fun. I had JP drains, which were apparently we found out later, wrapped all the way around each pec, and they came out the drain came out this little hole and into a little grenade. And you had to empty the grenade every once in a while and measure how much comes out. The idea being that it has to get down to a certain level before you get the drains removed, which usually happens in about a week. So a week later, I have my follow-up, and they pulled the drains out. It was horrible. I almost fainted. But that was amazing. This is the first time that I've seen my chest, because the first week you have to wear this compression vest. The smallest size they had was still too big for me, which I was not aware that my chest was that small. So they had to stuff it with all this crap, foam pads, and then they shoved in a bunch of like maxi pads, but I think they were just really thick bandages. And then they taped like this stuff around me to make it like tighter all week, not really being able to move. So when I got that vest taken off, I was just like, I looked down, I was like, I said, I think I've been photoshopped. Are you sure? Are you sure this is actually me? I think there's been a mistake. Did I pass out? So that was kind of cool. It was mostly just like shock, like, oh my God, I can't believe it turned out like that. And I can't believe that this is me sitting here and that's my chest now. And wow. Anyway, it was amazing. So following that, to put the same vest right back on me that was nice and sweaty and gross because you can't shower for the entire first week. Just put it right back on and said, okay, now you get this vest for 5 more weeks. Continue with your painkillers, Tylenol extra strength, which was really working quite fine. That was it. Went back to work. That was the following Thursday, so I went back to work on the following Monday, about a week and a half post-op. So 6 weeks comes, and that was last Thursday, and I got to take the vest off. Until then, I had to wear the vest 24/7, except for showering and, the laundromat. But it turned out like a lot better than anybody had really expected. I think he surprised himself with how well it turned out, which I can't complain about. Now, reflections, observations. I feel naked a lot. It's great. I love it. Being someone who's always worn a bra or a sports bra or a binder or something to compress myself, it feels very odd to not wear anything when I walk out the door in the morning. I've conditioned myself to associate the feeling of bare skin on shirt with like, oh, my boobs are hanging out everywhere. Like, oh, this is gotta kind of cover it up. And I only do it to like, around the corner to the store or like upstairs to my kitchen at home or something like that. Walking out the door, especially to work, the first few days of not wearing the binder was really freaky. I kept thinking that I'd forgotten something. Like, it was really hard to convince myself that I had everything that I needed. And not in like I'm missing my chest, missing what I used to have way. It's more like I feel like I'm just like running out the door in my pajamas and like something isn't right. I'm not used to this. I don't know what's going on. So that was freaky. It still kind of happens. And it happens when I kind of like forget about it and then stand up and then feel like, whoa, that's weird. Okay, and then I remind myself, oh wait, that's okay. I was like, oh wait, my chest is hanging out. Oh wait, that's okay. It's not. I have to get reacquainted to myself. Not only did I have to get used to what I look like now, but I have to get reacquainted with how my body interacts with everything, the world, my clothing. All of my clothes fit differently now, and because my shirts fit differently, the way they go with my pants is different. That sounds silly, but it's true. It totally matters how they hang. I don't know. It does to me. But I finally started going to the gym again after 6 weeks of not doing any upper body anything, like tying my shoes. I did, but that's like the extent of it. I went to the gym and I could do like 5 push-ups, and I'm not exaggerating. Although I did go to the gym again 2 days later and I could do 10, so that's great. But it's crazy how fast my muscles have atrophied and how I have to rebuild basically from zero. It feels like rebuild. That's hard. Maybe I'm like babying it too much, but I just don't want to take any risks. I don't want my, nipples to fall off or anything. But yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will very hopefully, as I said last time, be posting something soon. Much sooner than this time, I promise. And it'll probably be on testosterone because next week I will be getting my 3rd shot, and I will be on testosterone for 1 month. So that's kind of cool. Cool, huh? Yeah, that's right. Woo, freedom!